Hi everyone, welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, Ageha's Route, Episode 0. Well actually, this is Episode 47, and I'm pretty sure I'm coming close to the end of the common route. So anyways, before the last selection screen, I was trying hard to find a way to get the club restored, because without it, they can't really do any activities. So when they try to get the glider into the skies, the owners of the runway refuse to allow the soaring club to use it because the school won't provide insurance for the soaring club. And there's no other place for the glider to take off. So going to gain the club restored, the one option that will be pretty hard is finding an advisor. So all the teachers that they talked to so far, they're all busy, they have something else to do, other clubs to take care of. And I'm sure there are many teachers that are big supporters of Tobiga Sensei. So now, for some reason, Ageha wants Aoi to shop with her, and I wonder why. So she mentions shopping for feelings, and that's quite confusing. So let's see what she really wants from Aoi. Okay.
人を何だと思ってたのさ。鋼鉄の女 FRP で顔面塗りたくった無表情女
Well, I didn't say that, so you're not just an FRP person.
まあ私でも沈むときは沈むのよ。
Well, you do look kind of heavy, I guess. So, I wonder if I was making fun of Ageha's physical weight. That would be pretty bad.
うわ最低。
Okay, so you tell me that I'm fat, right?
これはジュースおごりだね。
Well then. Okay, yeah.
あんたの分は言った通り私がおごってあげる。何がいい？
So what flavor? Okay, I'll just have water then. So no juice, nothing. So while doing pilot training for the glider, I've been running and weight training and watching what I eat. Well, if you can tone up your body, you can react more quickly when maneuvering. That makes sense. So Ageha knew that already, so she didn't say anything about it and bought me some water. Hey, wait a minute. I thought water was usually free, especially when you buy from a fast food restaurant.
私は新発売のこれ。よろしく。
Okay, so this one. So I put the coins in, push the button, and hear the sound of something falling. Okay, so they go to a vending machine, and that's a pretty expensive way to get water because you're paying mostly for the packaging, not for the water itself. Well, maybe for the filters and the processing of getting the water into the bottle. So it's been a year since I transferred to K-Food Academy. The more I study machinery, the more I respect technology, or rather, the people who make it. And these things are all around us and are a combination of knowledge and technology. It's not just vending machines. Even this juice is a marvel of this kind of extraordinary technology. So I think it's like, well, when they make juice, they process it. It goes through all these machines. They squeeze it. They sterilize it. They clean it. They filter out all the undrinkable stuff. And they add their flavors. And it goes through all that before it makes it into a bottle. So
ぬるくなるじゃない。ちょうだいよ。
So taking this marvel of technology, Ageha just opens it up and starts drinking it. So how is it? So she swings it back with a considerable momentum.
微妙。
So I feel that this new flavor isn't really what I want. And it's kind of like Hijiri from Kokoro Function. So she tried that new breakfast, the once in a lifetime special, and it's called the invitation set. Even though it looks quite interesting, it tastes pretty bad. And if I remember why, it was because it was way too spicy for anyone to eat. So is it kind of horrible? So is it spicy, sour, anything, bitter?
まずくはないよ。でもこれまでのやつより特に美味しいわけでもないから評価に困る。
Okay, so it's good, but it's not great. I see.
まあ持って半年。下手すりゃ秋で消えるね。
It's like, well, it's a seasonal item, so it's good to have it when it's still out. Well, so it's a tricky one.
これだけいろんなものがあるからね。新しいものを作るってのは本当に大変なのよ。だからこそ天音先輩は本当にすごかったって言えるわけで。
Yeah, well, she made a new design for a glider, didn't she?
そしてさらにそれを作って飛ばす私たちもまた本当にすごいってわけよ。
It's like, well, so drawing it on paper is the first step, but putting that drawing into life is another big step as well. And we have to build it properly, neatly, perfectly, so that it matches what Amari drew. Oh, I see.
目指せソアリング部復活。えいえいおー。
Come on, can you stop that? It's kind of embarrassing.
来たれコモン。世界はあなたを待っているのだ。
But for Ageha, she's excited. It's like, well, I can't wait to see this club come back to life. Well, even if you shout it out loud.
ノリが悪い。
Oh, come on. You're being a spoiler. You're being a spoiler sport. Woohoo, boo-hoo.
うわー、何あの人恥ずかしい。
Hey. So Ageha dashes off with a smile on her face.
ほーら、捕まえてごら
Try to catch me.
ん。追いかけてこないと、葵の名前叫びながら、のびのびで店内駆け回ってやるから。
Hey, so why do you want to suddenly start playing some kind of forfeiture game that could ruin my life? So what's happening? Okay, so he's gonna play the game with that Ageha just made. So I chase after her with a wry smile. Well, of course. So Ageha and I don't actually run around in places like this. But I'm sure if they're actually running, it's gonna look bad for everyone. Okay? So she keeps running. It's like, come on, wait. So like a walking race, Ageha walks away as quickly as she can while I chase her. Well, I'm pretty sure the more Ageha speeds up her power walk, it's going to encourage Aoi to run. And from the underground level, we go to the first, the second, the third, finally the fourth floor, where Himegi Sports is. Uh-oh, I think the mom's gonna find out. And we know that Ageha's mother is pretty strict and she really disciplines the people very well. Oh, so the father catches them. So a voice called out from the store, but we went straight past it. Oh, I'm sorry, Himegi-san, so see you next time. Come on, you're slow. See, even I'm winning. Why you? So we go back down to the lower levels, walking around the wide open floor, down the stairs, up the stairs, walking around the floor again. So I wonder who won. So is it Ageha or Aoi? So Ageha slumped down on a bench, loosening her collar and tried to catch her breath. So technically, it's Aoi the winner. Hey, so don't go thinking you can beat me when it comes to endurance. Okay, so it's Aoi that won. Okay, well, I guess you're right. So Ageha kept wiping off her sweat. And actually, I'm tired too, but not as much as Ageha. Phew! Come on, jeez. So why do we come all the way here, inside where it's cool, and then end up sweating like this? Well, I'm sure that's how fitness centers work, because it's cold in there, but then again, you're using the machines, you're weightlifting, you're on the treadmill, and those generate sweat. But it's a way for you to generate sweat and quickly cool off. So, brings back memories. Oh? So when Ageha and I talk about the secret base, we don't mean the place where we're making the glider. We mean the place where we used to play as kids. And now it's been knocked down to make space for Windy Kazekura, but that place holds a lot of memories for us. So I wonder what place. Well, you're right. Well, I did too. And it felt like we gone back to being kids again, but it's true that I got quite excited about chasing her. Well, I guess it did feel pretty good. Oh yes, I guess so. So for some reason, Ageha and I were able to pinpoint the exact location of where their secret base used to be. So the shopping street that was once here was still here now, then the secret base would be where we are standing now. So the secret base. So we're looking back in the past. It was a store of some sort, but after the store closed down, there was no new tenants moved in, and it was just left to rot, so it was literally a ruin. And they started to demolish it, but there was a problem with the funds for the demolition, so they stopped halfway through and left it like this. I remember hearing something about like that anyways. So if it is halfway demolished, I wonder if it's safe for them to go in there, because you don't know when the building's going to collapse on its own weight. And that's a big problem with ruins. So we were just little kids, so we didn't really know, but that's what Anchan told us. And I wonder if the construction crew left their equipment behind, so they can go play around in the tractors, cranes. Well, to kids our age who didn't really understand difficult things like this, the fact that it was a great place to play was the most important thing. Well, we could climb on the outer walls, squeeze our little bodies through the cracks where it had started to collapse, finding paths inside and going deeper and deeper in. And and if any adults came past, we give a signal, crouch down to hide ourselves, and we were very serious about this. And it kind of reminds me of what happened in Corona Blossom Volume 1. So, if you remember, the whole story is about this, I'll say like this metalloid called Arne, and the main character, Shino, and so it's Keiji, Shino, and Kumiko, they heard that some kids wanted to go to the place where the meteor landed, and they know it's quite dangerous because the building is in poor condition. And when they did go there, they see that there's some falling rubble, like an iron beam or some concrete rocks, and Arne had to come in and protect them. If you're interested, you can see how the story goes. I have this visual novel on my channel. So that kind of thing was really fun. And basically, these were the kinds of games that boys play. But Ageha came with Masugu and me, or rather, it was her idea and we played there together. So, are they trying to imply that Ageha isn't really a typical girl? But then again, she was a tomboy in the past, so. Well, yeah, it does bring back memories, doesn't it?
だよね.
In the secret base, there was a second floor and a roof. And we only played on second floor. Well, it is kind of safe because at least there's less rubble to deal with, but I'm sure they have to deal with the roof, and that's kind of dangerous, as well as them falling through to the first floor. Well, that would be right where we are now, sitting on the bench, not just the horizontal position, but also the elevation, or like the height. And around here, Ageha and I would crouch down and run around while playing tag or shooting each other with water guns. And that place no longer exists. Well, that's what we know. And we can't go back to that time. We also know that. So we were in 6th grade, I think. Ageha and I have both changed. True. And we've grown bigger and had many more experiences. And Ancha has started working, and we also are following our own paths. And those nostalgic memories stay as memories, but drift further and further away. I wonder if it's kind of like the other pull-top game, the big one, A Sky Full of Stars, with Akito and his telescope.
でもみんないるよ.
But then again, we're all here still. So, Aga spoke as if she tries to ease my feelings of sentimentality.
秘密基地はなくなったけどさ。同じ場所にまだ私たち。
So in summary, we're all still here. So everyone that went to the secret base. Yeah. Well, I understand what she is saying. So there's me, Ageha, Masugu, Hotaru, and Anchan. So basically everybody, they're still here, just in different places. They look different. There you go. So we're still here and just about,
すごく嬉しかったんだよ。葵が戻ってきてくれて。これでまた昔通りだって。ここで遊んでいた頃と同じだ。あの頃に戻れるんだって。
But, even though we don't play that anymore, we're still here as well. But we're not kids anymore.
うん、わかってる。
I know that. So this town isn't the same as it was in the past. And when I returned to the place, I was taken aback by how much the town had changed. The windmill by the lake, and Windy Kazigura too. And by the fact that the shopping district or the shopping street that I have so many fond memories of was gone too.
もうあんなことはしないし。
Okay, so Ageha also agrees that it's not the same anymore. Well, so what's different then?
ああ、まあいろいろとね。
So I think she's reluctant to tell Aoi what it is. Yeah, well, I guess we did a lot of different things back then. So there are also many things that make me break into a cold sweat when I recall them now that can't just be passed off as kids playing. So on a hot day like today, we shoot passerbys with our water guns. Okay? And we use a measuring length of rope for bungee jumping, and so on, and Anchan would get really mad with us. So for the water guns, I'm pretty sure they want to see how angry the passerbys get. It's like, oh, you stupid little kids. But for the bungee jump, that's inappropriate, too dangerous for kids to play. And I'm sure they weren't not wearing helmets or anything protective. So Ancha has a right to be upset with all of them. It's like, hey, what happens if you get hurt? And how can I tell your parents about what you did to get injuries? A broken bone. So Masugu and I, using the same rope, would challenge each other to see who could stay upside down for the longest. And we suffer from blood congestion and all. So after we got down, we felt faint from anemia. There you go. It's like, well, they did kind of had to hurt themselves to play bungee jump. And are those the kinds of things that Ageha meant?
そうそうそう、いろいろ。本当にいろいろ。無茶なことをいっぱいやったよね。
So in summary, we were rowdy kids, right? Wait, we have? Well, there's something strange about Ageha's mood. So did something happen when I moved away? But it's been a year since I came back. If it was anything important, she would have told me about it by now.
でも私たちが揃っていればいつでも新しいこと見つけて遊べるよ。
But then again, that's past. It's like, well, that's past. I'm sure we can have more happy memories now. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, I'm not sure about Masasugi though. Well, I don't think we really need to care about that guy because he was making fun of Aoi. He's like, I want to see you lose in a cycling race. And he kept showing off his girlfriend, Eri-chan, when he still had her.
あの裏切り者。ホタルとくっつけばいいもの。なんで会長なのよ。
Well, I don't think it's wrong going after... I forgot her name. Oh, so Akari, yeah. There's nothing wrong going after Akari. Hold on. Well, I think that's going a bit too far. Well, if that was the case, you and I would have to be together. It's like, well, if you want Masugu to go with someone that's part of our group, then that applies to me as well. And I wonder if Ageha's okay with having Masugu as cousins-in-law. Or like siblings-in-law. Yeah, like siblings-in-law. It's like, is it okay? So when I mentioned, like, well, if that's the case, then we have to be together. That gets Ageha to blush. So did I say something strange?
ああ、まあそうだね。
So Ageha laughs it off. It's like, well, who cares? It's okay, whatever.
でもまあ私たちはつるんでるし、今だって一緒にいるんだし、今更じゃない？
Well, yes, I guess so. Well, to speak the truth, after I said I felt a little scared, Ageha didn't really respond to it though, so I just kind of let it slide.
今になって汗出てきた。
So Ageha was sweating quite a lot as she took a breather. Okay, so wait here. Okay, so this time Aoi buys a sports drink for Ageha.
ありがとう。
So her throat moves up and down as she gulps it down, even more forcefully than before. Hey, so why is Aoi looking at Ageha's throat? That's kind of strange, odd. And for some reason, I found myself looking at the movements of her throat. It's quite different to a boy's, since there's no part that sticks out. Oh, come on. I don't think we need to talk about this. So her throat was constantly moving, and her exposed collarbone was also moving too. And the lines of her chin and neck are round and smooth, and her skin is glistening.
おいしい。
She seemed happy as a wide grin spread across her sweaty face. And even though I'm not drinking, my throat made the same kind of movement. Wait, so how does he know if he can't see it? So that's strange. You don't have a suntan at all, do you?
まあ動き回ってるけどさ。基本屋内だもん。
Okay, it's like, well, I do move around. I exercise inside. So, that's why I don't get suntan. I'm not in the sun as much as you.
草刈りの時ぐらいかな、外出るの。
And I wonder if Ageha wears a hat when she goes and cuts the lawn. So after she had finished drinking, Ageha was getting ready to throw the plastic bottle into the trash can. Well, it's quite far away. Uh-oh. So what is it?
いや、普通に投げたらこれまっすぐは飛ばないよね。
Well, I don't think you're supposed to throw the plastic bottle into the trash can. You're supposed to walk up to the trash can and put it in. And I'm sure nobody is going to be pleased with what Ageha's going to do next. Well, I don't know about that. Okay, so, well, if you throw a can, it might go lopsided because it's all deformed. But for a plastic bottle, I'm sure it could fly straight because it's not as deformed as a aluminum can.
じゃあ、この形状のものをまっすぐ飛ばすにはどうすればいいか。
So tell me that a plastic bottle will fly straight? Well, if you could put wings on it like this and so if the bottle is like the fuselage of a plane, we'll have the main wings, the horizontal and vertical stabilizers. So why are we talking about this anyways?
私はいつでも2つのことしか考えてないよ。
Okay, so what are the two things? So the first one's the glider, right?
お、いきなり当たり。よくわかったね。
So what's number two then? So that's because we've been together for so long. I'm the same.
そっか、よかった。
So she smiles happily, so why do I have the strange feeling? So what's number two then? The other thing?
さて、なんでしょう。
I don't really know. I just feel it. So Aya's eyes sparkle with the air of mystery about her. So what could it be? So it must be something to do with our club, right? So like what we're going to do about the visor? So who can you find? I'm sure that's not it. But Aya might be trying to get Kotori or Aoi to agree with that. It's like, yeah, well that's number two. So the advisor issue. so her eyes are moving side to side. It looks like I said something she wasn't expecting.
まあ、そうだね。
Okay, there you go. So she's like, well, that'll be number 2, so the advisor issue.
確かにそうだ。それが今、一番大事なことだった。
So in a strangely exaggerated fashion, she nods in agreement. So was number 2 something else then?
よし、ほんじゃ帰りますか。
And before we hear an answer, she's like, well, let's just go home. And without answering my question, Ageha, holding the bottle horizontally, starts running off.
Take off! キュイーン
So what is she doing? Hey, quit doing that. It's embarrassing.
おっと、ダウンバースト失速だ
So she throws it into the trash can. Okay. Hey, but... So cut that out. It's bad luck.
じゃあ復活
Okay. Hey, don't put your hand in the trash can. That's disgusting. So I feel a lot more tired than before.
どうしたの疲れてるみたいだけど
Arr. So is it okay for me to get mad?
でもありがとね買い物済んだ
That's it? There you go. That's it? So I blink with surprise. So when did that happen?
言ったでしょ気持ちを買いに来たって
Okay, so that's where feelings comes in.
明るい晴れ晴れとした気持ちを買ったのさ一人じゃ買えなかったよだからありがとね葵
So I just wanted a nice refreshing day and I couldn't have done it without you, Aoi. Come on, give me a break.
何よそれ
So why are you upset? Well, when you came out with the embarrassing lines like that, it just makes me cringe, you know.
ほうそう言いますか
Really? So Aga's eyes light up, kind of like a cat's.
水瀬葵くんそこに座りなさい
Okay, so why?
耳元でかゆい言葉を延々とささやいてあげようではないか
Come on, stop it.
その嫌がる姿も時が経てば懐かしくなる青春の1ページ
No, come on, stop this.
みんなの力を合わせて飛ぼう未来へ僕たちの友情の絆はいつまでも途切れはしない
Come on, no! Cringe. I'm so embarrassed. I'm gonna die in agony.
人の真剣な言葉を笑い物にした罪思い知ったか
Well, I understand. I'm sorry, okay? I surrendered from the bottom of my heart. So after all that, what was the other thing that you were always talking about or thinking about? And being able to completely change the subject to another great thing about being so used to each other. And we couldn't really do that with anyone else. Well, I'm sure no for Katori, and definitely no for the other people.
言ったでしょ
So I already told you what it is. You did?
言ったよま、そういうことで
Well, I feel like she's avoiding telling me the most important thing.
しかし顧問どうしようね
Oh yeah? So unfortunately, we've gone from feeling all cheerful, changing back to the topic of the lack of an advisor, and the situation hasn't changed at all. And what should we do then? Okay, so I went back to my room and sat down on the bed. And I'm pretty sure this is where the other routes or options will take us. So before I continue, I'll go back and play the other options. So for number 2 of what Aga's thinking about, I'm sure it's not the advisor issue, and something that's so special that she can't really tell Aoi. So let's see what the other options or how they will progress. So hold on for a minute. Okay, so I'm back at the selection screen from episode 46, and let's see what happens if I play the Kotori option. So go home together with Kotori. So I'm going to the secret base too. So I had a bored sounding tone to her voice as she said, "We'll see you tomorrow," and left the classroom. Okay, so let's go, Kotori. Oh, so in the Kotori option, we see that Kotori is kind of concerned that Aoi rejected Ageha. Well, what do you mean? Well... So was there anything that you needed to do at the secret base? Not really. So since Kotori is going, I thought I'd go with her. Well, even if I did go with Ageha, I only end up carrying her bags for her. So you were about to say something like just then. So what was it? Nothing? Well, we spoke on our way out the school gate. So a group of first grade girls called out to me. So almost immediately they had surrounded me. And I wonder why. Hello? So activities now? Yeah, well I guess so. So it seems that they were Asa's friends. Oh, okay, so that's how they know Aoi. It seems like Asa is probably talking in her classroom about how she joined the soaring club, which is fine, but looks like her friends have become interested in it too. And I hope the teachers don't bring it up in their staff meeting because, well, we know who is going to find out and it's going to lead to more problems. Well, it's strange that their interest isn't in the glider but rather in me. So now they're coming in to greet me and ask all kinds of questions. It's like, well, does Asa inconvenience you a lot? Ha 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 ha, yeah, that's not true. Well, Asa is trying really hard. So even though she's clumsy, at least she has a really big passion and a big dream. And that's what counts. Well, there's nothing really wrong with this, but I'm not used to it, so I feel kind of uncomfortable. So with a fake smile on her face, Kotori watches me from outside the circle. Well, I'm sorry, I'm kind of inconveniencing you, so I'll just go there first and then you can meet me up later. Wait. Wait, so did she now? No, well, I mean, hey, I'm Kotori, wait for me! So Kotori had made a face that said that she couldn't stay with me and had already gone off ahead. Okay, so opening the metal door and going inside, there was Kotori working alone in the huge dock. Well, I can't believe you left me behind. Well, then again, it makes sense.
あれ以上葵くんのヘラヘラみっともない顔見ていたくなかったんだもん。
Okay? Well, she wasn't angry as I thought she'd be, but she was still a little blunt. Come on here. I bought you some ice cream, so the Haagen-Dazs strawberry flavor. So will that cheer you up? Katori glanced at me from a distance. So I think he's trying to butter me up with this. And then she pushed her wheelchair towards me. Okay, so here you go.
ありがとう。
We sat in the corner of the dock eating ice cream. Well, I think you have to eat ice cream in a hot place. Well, that's obvious. So, where we are now couldn't be any hotter. So there's no AC and it's unconditioned.
ねえ葵くん、
So what is it?
アイス食べさせとけば機嫌が治るだろうとか思ってない？
I guess. So with the plastic spoon still in her mouth, she gives me a sideways look. It's like, so you wanted me to be in a happier mood, that's why you bought this, right? Well, I don't think so.
まあいいけど美味しいから。
Well, I guess that's her perspective on it, but it looks like she accepted this as a form of apology. So what are you doing then?
道具の手入れ、あと掃除とか。
Okay. So you came here all by yourself just to clean parts? Clean tools? Katori nods while eating her Haagen-Dazs. Well, we could do all that tomorrow, together.
みんなとだと私足手まといになるし。
Well, I wonder why, because at this point, I'm sure he's more of an asset than a burden. So Katori seemed a bit sullen as she spoke. I reflect on having said something that didn't need to be said. So Katori's in a wheelchair, so whether we're working, cleaning, or whatever it may be, she can't do it the same way as everyone else. And no one thinks of her as a burden, but I guess there is a difference in the amount of work she can do. That's true. So Katori's worried about that, and everyone else seems to be aware of that too.
何かするときみんなが私のこと気遣ってるの分かってるもん。それが嫌なの。悲しくなる。
So in a sense, Katori's still afraid of how people see her because she's in a wheelchair. Well, yeah. Well, we can't completely avoid looking out for her. And the reason we do that is because she's important to us. But I can't understand why that makes things rough for her. It's like, well, I feel like you guys are putting more care on me because I'm in a wheelchair. And in a sense, you're overloading yourselves. And I'm kind of like a big burden for all you people. So when I got injured and had to quit the cycle racing club, having my friends look out for me sometimes made me happy, and sometimes it was tough. Katori usually doesn't show that she sometimes finds it tough. And she can be cheerful at times, but at other times she makes selfish requests like it's no big deal. And the last she can say what she really thinks around us is a relief to us.
情けないわ、本当。私、部長なのに。
It's like, well, as a leader, I'm supposed to be the support. I'm supposed to be the foundation. I'm supposed to support all you people. But it feels like it's the other way around, and that really hurts
滑走路の時も迷惑かけちゃったし。
Well, I don't think it's Kotori's fault. Well, I think you know this, but no one except you worries about it. Okay. So tears appear in Kotori's eyes. So don't start crying all of a sudden. Come on. So you'll spoil the ice cream that I went to the effort of buying for you. Oh no. So she's hanging her head even more now. Well, I don't know what's triggered this, but she's going into the, let's see, faint-hearted mode. I put my hand on her head, the same as always, and start stroking it. It's like, okay, Kotori, it'll be okay. Everything will be fine. There's nothing wrong. Everything will be alright. There, so nothing to cry about. There you go. So Kotori starts sniffing. And this year, Kotori has been working really hard as the leader of the soaring circle. And she doesn't have the same level of an expert knowledge or techniques. So Ageha, and she can't be a pilot like me either. It looks like there's nothing that only Kotori can do. Okay, so well, even though I'm the leader, I don't bring anything special into the club, and I wonder if I'm still worth a leader. So I can fly a glider. Ageha's pretty smart when it comes to building stuff. And in the past, like the time that we found out that Amane would be leaving whenever there's a difficult situation. So Kotori's always the one who says, I want to do it like that, and expresses herself the strongest of all of us. And Kotori had a straightforward nature like a child, and she's like a compass showing us the direction in which we should be heading. So hey, Kotori, so your ice cream is going to melt. Kotori slowly ate her ice cream while crying. And she looked like a child who become timid after being scolded by her mother. It was kind of cute. Well, nothing. Well, come on, just eat up. So I couldn't help myself while looking at her crying, and without thinking, I blushed while trying to cover it up. I think everyone knows how hard it is that she's trying. So she is disabled. Check. So even something like pushing her wheelchair all the way to the secret base all by herself is really tough. But to Kotori, this is perfectly natural. But she's also worried that it's about not being able to move around like everyone else. So she has an unusual, strong sense of responsibility, and she's concerned about inconveniencing other people. However, originally the girl known as Kotori, Habane, was just like a regular girl. She looks cute, and her grades and general sporting abilities were probably better than most people, but that's about it. Also, she's easily moved to tears. She's a little self-conscious, and when she tries too hard, she sometimes cries. And when did it start? Well, I guess from the time I persuaded her not to quit school. It's been my duty to comfort her. Okay. It seems like she only cries in front of me. Well, maybe that's what she needs. So she needs support, she needs someone to encourage her, and that person is, so far, Aoi Minase. Well, I think that when she cries, she can let out all the things that she's been bottling up. There, so you're trying ever so hard, Kotori. You're trying ever so hard, so don't worry that you're not being a burden to any of us.
もうバカにしないで。
It's like, okay, well, if you understand that, then stop crying. Stop being all upset. So while still crying, she gives me a punch in the side. So I stroke her head and hug her gently. Sorry, but well, this is kind of embarrassing, no? As I speak honestly to her, Kotori pushes her forehead into my chest, then cries without making a sound. And while holding Kotori's head, one part of me wants her to stop crying, but another part of me wanted me to stay like this for a little bit longer.
ありがとう。もう復活した。
Okay, so I feel better now. Said Kotori, moving her forehead away from me. She pours the totally melted ice cream into her mouth as though it was juice. So anything you need to borrow my chest, let me know. I won't change or charge you any rental fees or usage fees. I said jokingly, and then...
当然よ。私みたいな美少女の頭撫でたり、軽く抱きしめたりできるんだから。
Well, then again, I'm offering some good things, so you should appreciate that.
そういうの約束って言うんでしょ?
Right? Well, you can't say things like that about yourself, you know. Come on.
ほら、もう帰っていいわよ。
Okay, well, you can go now. So now you stopped crying, so my work is done?
さっきの1年生の女の子らと遊んでくれば?
So why don't you go back and go talk to those first-year students, Asa's friends, because they seem interested in you and you seem to like it. As she says that, she goes back to work. Oh, so is this what they call jealousy? Yep. Yeah, we can see that Kotori's kind of jealous. Whoa, hey, that's dangerous. A spanner came flying at me.
欲しい。
Hey, what the hell are you doing? It's like, why would you have done if that had hit me?
なんで私が焼きもちなんか焼かなくちゃいけないのよ。バカじゃないの?
Well, she is jealous. She's just trying to deny it. But it sounds like you were jealous. There you go. Whoa, it's another spanner. This time, a screwdriver and a pair of nippers that came flying.
さっさと帰ってちょうだい。作業の邪魔だから。
I'm sure if Kotori throws all those tools, they'll get dirty even more. She said while clutching a power drill. And sensing danger, I do as she says. Alright, so I'm off now, but if you need anything else, you can reach me on my cell phone, okay? And also let me know when you're going to come leave. I'll come and get you.
いらない。
Well, come on, I can do it myself. I don't need you to push me around all the time. Oh, no. So once it gets dark, I can't let you go back by yourself. And make sure you call me, okay? And as I emphasize my point, I open the metal doors and leave the dock.
どうせ私なんか女の子だって思ってないくせに。
Okay? So I went back to my room and sat down on the bed. Okay, so once again we're back at this page, and I'm going to stop here for this episode, and we'll see the last option. So what happens if Aoi goes with Asa instead? So in Ageha's route, it's more like she kind of misses the old times of them being together, and she's trying to relive it. And that's what she means by feelings. And for Kotori, we kind of see a more... I'm not really sure how to say it. It's like a more sad approach. So Kotori feels upset that, well, I'm in a wheelchair, and even though I'm the leader of the soaring circle, I can't really do anything that makes me special. And it feels more like I'm leeching too much resources off of all you people. So Ageha, Asa, and Aoi. But then again, I'm sure if it wasn't for Kotori, then the soaring circle or club wouldn't be where it is today. Because if you remember, it was Kotori that pretty much saved the soaring club from being disbanded many episodes ago when Akari called out to Amane for all the problems. And Kotori was also the one that brought in that really powerful picture that defined the big objective of the soaring club. So I wonder how it's going to go for the Asa route, and then going back to the common route, I wonder how they're going to get the last advisor. And I'm pretty sure it's going to have to be that advisor from before, and he might still be working at the Keifu Academy, and that's why he's a possible choice. But anyways, with that in mind, I will see you later.